All right, here we go. My name's Jeff K., and you're listening to episode 488 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast. When I opened the Audacity software program, which is what I used to record this podcast a little while ago, it launched into some kind of massive update. I mean, it wasn't one of these little tweaks, one of these little small ones. It was like some kind of massive, it was like a total reconstruction of everything. And the shit was shutting down, starting up. Things are whirring. That's right, whirring in the background. And I was like, the whole time it was going on, like, oh my God, it's going to reset. I know it's going to reset everything. All the settings are going to be taken back to factory, you know? And I was right. I opened the thing up, and it's like everything's exactly, like right out of the box. Like, why can't it save your settings? And then I have to try to recreate it. It's aggravating. I don't know what I'm doing. That's a part of the problem. That's a big part of the problem. On many things that I do in life, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no know-how. I have no skills. I have very few abilities, you know. So I don't know. I think this thing sounds right. I think it sounds normal or close to normal, right? I mean, can you tell a difference? If it sounds like I'm sitting on if I'm in the bathroom sitting atop the poop, you can rest assured that it's not. I'm not. If it sounds echoey and bathroomy, no, that's just because I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes, speaking of that, sometimes I talk to my brother. I'm like, "Are you shitting?" Like, not "Are you shitting me?" but "Are you literally shitting right now?" Yeah. Why? What do you mean? What's that matter? What is that? You know? It's like, God. Can you hold it and wait till we get off the phone? What is it? I don't understand what your problem is with it. You know, it's just a normal function. Bloop. All right, I'm getting off. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what's happening here. That's not the situation here. I just don't know what I'm doing. I have no skills, no abilities. So anyway, I want to let you know about that. Also, this is episode 488, and as they taught us back in West Virginia Public School, 488 is getting mighty close to 500. That's a milestone. 500. That's a big number. That's crazy. How in the hell? And I'm going to do an early call. I'm going to ask you guys to call the hotline if you're so inclined. And if you want to wish us any kind of congratulations, I'm talking about me and Zip and I have to be grammatically correct. Zip and I have been doing this since 2018, I think. That's wild. We met each other on Fiverr. I hired him. He had the best. I was going through Fiverr. I was wanting to do this podcast. I don't know shit about shit. And I needed somebody I could just send the raw recorded file over to, and they would work their magic and make it sound good. You know, put in the music and edit stuff out, all my ums and uhs and that stuff. Whatever, tighten it up a little bit, and make it sound good, make it sound professional. And he was the only one I saw on there that actually did it that way. A lot of them you had to tell them, you want this done at minute 12.36, remove the, you had to give them explicit instructions. But Zip had it set up so you just send me the file, I'll go through it and straighten it up for you. That's perfect, man. So we were doing it through Fiverr for a long time, and then he went freelance. We have an agreement, and so if you want to call up and congratulate the both of us on this milestone, I urge you to do so. I'd like to, in the 500th episode, I'd like for there to be a number of people calling in, and I'd like to hear from you. Just tell me who you are and where you're calling from, and say whatever you want. You don't have to perform. You don't have to try to be funny. Just call in and say, hey, congratulations on episode 500. Whatever you want to say. It'll be nice. It'll be we'll add it to to that episode, which is coming up. Maybe we can get some celebrities to call in, like Bob Dylan. Maybe we get Bob. Hey Jeff, hey, 500. God damn. That didn't even sound. Well, anyway, who did that sound like? That wasn't Bob Dylan. Sound like, I don't know. It sounded like somebody with one of those voice boxes. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. If you want to call in, I urge you to do so. You can call in about anything. You can call in and congratulate us on the 500, or you can call in whatever and have comments, questions, whatever. The number 570-290-8151. It's also in the show notes. It's on the website. It's not hard to find. So I'd appreciate it. I would really it'll add to the show. So I appreciate that in advance if you want to do that. I'm going to talk about it pretty much in every episode. Probably not at length like this. Try to drum up some business. I want it to be a fun episode, a special episode. 500. That's a large number. Tony went to the grocery store on Saturday and did her weekly shop, and she bought a 12-pack of some beer. It was New Trail. New Trail is a Pennsylvania brewery, and they have good beers. And she bought one of those multi-packs that has like 4 different beers in it. 3 of them, 3 each. So it's a 12-pack. So I said, you need some help carrying that stuff in? Because sometimes she just has like one bag. I don't know. Sometimes she just do. But this was the big weekly shop. So I went out there and helped her carry stuff in. I opened the back hatch on my SUV and just got slapped in the face with this beer smell. She bought a whole bunch of groceries too. It was just mixed in. I'm like, what the hell? I said, what the hell happened? She goes, I don't know. I picked the thing up, and there was beer pouring out of it. And it went all over my feet and my legs. It's not the first time I've had beer on my feet and legs, mind you. But it was the most recent time. And I was like, what the hell? She goes, I don't know. So I took it in and I sat it in the sink. And I opened it. And 11 cans were fine, normal. And 1 was empty. And it had a hole in the side of it. It was sliced open. She goes, I have no idea. I said, was it dripping when you were carrying it through the store? No. I'm like, what the hell? How does this happen? All right, so I don't know. I don't know how it happened. I have no idea. But there was an empty can. It was dripping. There's a slice in the side of it. All right, so that's irritating. But the worst part is my car. You should smell my car. It smells like a brewery in there. Just think if I get pulled over. License, registration. Oh boy. All right, step out of the car, fatty. You're smashed. It's not the first. I got pulled over one time because I was plucking pickles off a Big Mac. Told that story many times. I was driving home from work. It was middle of the night. It was like, this is back when I was still my previous job. Got off at 1:30 a.m. Went through the McDonald's drive-thru. Told them not to put pickles on my Big Mac because pickles are the devil's condiment. Nobody likes that. Well, I don't know if I don't like it. Let's put it that way. I don't want pickle residue. I don't want any pickle. anything pickle adjacent on my burger, right? So I told him not to put it on there, and then I bite into it. There's a big old slimy pickle slice, just right. I'm like, damn it, you people! I'm driving towards my house. I guess I'm irritated. I'm agitated. I'm plucking pickles. I'm just plucking pickles and yelling profanity. I guess I was weaving. The popo pulled me over. The police pulled me over. And the guy was convinced I was drunk, made me go through a full drunk test. I just got off work. He goes, why are your eyes so glassy? And I said, I've been working, sitting in front of a computer. I said, I wear contact lenses. I just left work. I said, I haven't had a drink. I'm plucking pickles. Right there's the burger. It's right there on the passenger seat. That thing's loaded up with them. Get out of the car. Anyway, so the thing smells like a brewery. I guess she felt bad about it. She didn't do anything. I mean, I don't know what happened. I have no idea. But she took my car next time she was out in it, and she drove it through the Tunnel of Love car wash, and washed it, and then she vacuumed and sopped up the beer in the back and all this stuff, right? And then she got a whole bunch of those air fresheners that they give you for free over there, and which I don't like. I don't like that. I don't like air fresheners. It smells like a Turkish whorehouse in there. I open the thing up and you can still smell the beer. It's like somebody's been drinking. Like there's been a fan, like a whole group of people has been in there. It's like a bar room inside a Turkish whorehouse. I haven't been to too many Turkish whorehouses, but this is what I think it smells like. Plus, there's a bar in there somehow. I don't know. But the thing's still, it's been it's been a week almost a week. And it's still strong as shit in there. It's the combination of those air fresheners and the beer in there. So that thing's tainted. I don't know. Is it ever going to go away? It smells like some old bar when you walk into it, That's fantastic. That's spectacular. Whatever. You know what annoys me? Is when people talk about music, when they're talking about music especially, and they want to convey how, these bands, these artists, I'm so, it's just secondhand to me. It's just like, I'm so involved with these bands, and in the circles that I travel. We are so enamored, we're so part of this, it's so part of our lives that we don't need to say the full names of the band. We just, we shorten it because we know what we're talking about, and this is what we're talking about, this is, we don't need to say Pink Floyd. That's for the newbies. That's for the casuals. No. We are real fans. We call them Floyd, And we call them Maiden, not Iron Maiden. No. That's just for the people that are just casual fans. We're real fans, so we have to convey that to the world. It's very important to us that we convey that and make sure that people understand that we are real fans, and we just call them Maiden, and Floyd. I was listening to Floyd, I got this, I noticed something in there that's, like, shut your ass. And then oh my God, this one really irritates me. I don't know why, but it really, it's like, there's a lot of bands, that don't get their say, don't get their due, like Purple, for instance. Purple doesn't get the Are you serious? This is as bad as that. Is this as bad as that corporate speak? Like, can you people just talk like normal people? Is it possible? Why is everybody posturing and putting on a show? Purple. You mean Deep Purple? Is that what you're talking about? Like, I have to do. Like, do I have to get out a schematic, figure out what you aging old sacks are talking about? I mean, we're real fans. We're not casuals. We call them purple. Whatever. That's what we call them. Because we're so used to them, and it's so embedded and intertwined in our lives. We call them purple. Whatever. Get over it. Speaking of music, I was listening to, there's this podcast I listened to. I've been listening to it forever. Like one of the very first podcasts I ever listened to, called Sound Opinions. These old aging hipsters from, or they're writers, rock music writers, not rock, but just music writers. I mean, their names have been, I used to see their names in like Rolling Stone and Cream magazine and stuff back in the 70s, 80s, when I was a youngster. And they have this podcast called Sound Opinions. I think it's on NPR. I think it's one of those NPR shows. But it comes out as a podcast. And it's a good show. It's really good, as a matter of fact. In fact, that's where I learned about the Bagger Boys, from that show. But anyway, they recently did their albums of the year list. There's two of them, two guys, Jim DeRogatis. What is that his name? And Greg Kot. Okay, so each one of them did their 10 best albums of the year, right? I don't know shit about it. Like any of these artists on here, like almost none of them I know. I know nothing about these guys, about these artists. I mean, one of them chose Bagger Boys. So obviously I know that, but most of them I don't even know who these people are. Like one of them was called Pigs. I think it was 7 pigs. I don't know how many I just said, but I'm like, what the hell's that? What the hell? But anyway, so both of them picked the same album as best album of the year, Horse Girl. I think is what it was called. The name of the band was Horse Girl. What the hell's that? So I listened to it on, or I listened to maybe 4 or 5 songs before I turned it off on Spotify. Started out, I was like, it's pretty good actually. This is good. And then after a while, I was like, I don't like this anymore. I need to give it some more. I need to give it more of a, more consistent listening to it. But I don't know anything. I'm not. I used to, when those lists came out, I used to know every band on there. I don't know anything anymore. I'm not tapped in anymore. That bugs me a little bit. I mean, I don't know. How do you even find out? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you find out about music anymore. I don't read magazines. And there's websites out there, I guess, but I don't look at them. I don't know how you find them. I don't know. Where do you find out about pigs? Where do you find out about this? I guess on Sound Opinions. These guys are older than me. How are they so hip? I'm getting irritated. Boy, oh boy, I'm getting fired up. Let's see what else I got. The Reds, shit, yeah. I mean, they really shit it up. The winter meetings, the winter meetings just completed. Were over recently, earlier in the week. Yeah, that's where that's where everybody gets together and some trades. There's a lot of trades going on. Some free agents are getting signed. There's a lot of activity at the winter meetings. Everybody gets together. This year it was in Orlando. And it was a 3-day event, and the Reds didn't do anything. In fact, not only did they not do anything, they missed out on the perfect free agent, and that's fine. I mean, you don't always if there's multiple teams competing for a free agent and you don't get it, That's fine. I mean, that's just the way it goes, But the president of the team went out there and made a bunch of boneheaded comments. Oh, my God, it's infuriating. I mean, it's not so much that they didn't get their player. It's the comments afterwards. They're like, yeah, we were going to pay this guy, $25 million a year. We didn't, we were outbid. It's fine, but we're not going to spend just because we were willing to give him $25 million. That doesn't mean we're going to spend $25 million. That doesn't mean we have $25 million to spend. We had $25 million to spend on him. So they're going to be, like, what the hell? What is that? Make the team better. He also said, this is the part that infuriates me. The reason that we were going to spend the $25 million on him is because he would have put, he'd have helped fill the stadium. He would have got fans in the stadium. So they're just worried about their bottom line, like it's a business. They're running it like a business. I know it's a business, but how about just trying to make the team better? You know what else will put people in the stands? Winning baseball games. That'll do it too. What the guy just like shit it up, man. He the guy's terrible. He's terrible in front of a microphone. He always says something terrible. It just infuriates everybody. And I'm infuriated right now. But anyway, I don't want to go on about that. But, I had high hopes coming out of that thing. And now it's like they're just going to cheap out, just like they always do, sign nobody of any consequence. And they'll have the same team on the field as they did last year. No improvements. In fact, they lost a few people. So disenchanted. Deflated. Sense of deflation. Being a Reds fan is a very difficult row to hoe. Very difficult. Maybe I'll go listen to some Maiden, maybe some Purple. I don't know. Maybe feel better. My goatee's gone. Last episode I told you I had a white goatee. Yep. I grew a goatee for reasons unknown. Oh, I didn't grow a goatee. I just didn't shave. I was off for 6 days in a row. I didn't shave those days because I'm lazy. I don't like shaving. It takes too much time. There's too much effort that goes along with it. So I just let it go, and it was coming in like white. I look like Burl Ives. So when I shaved to go back to work, I was like, I'll just leave this goatee part. See how that goes. Let it go for a few more days. Went back to work, and people are like, so you going to keep that? They weren't saying, that looks good, Jeff. I like that. People are like, so that's something you're considering keeping? That's not a very good sign. But anyway, I took that shit off. That's gone. I'm not into the novelty facial hair realm. The realm, it's not really the way I operate. But I did it for like 2 weeks. That's pretty good. I didn't really like it, to tell you the truth. Kind of sucked, but it was scratchy and itchy and scratchy. I don't know. But anyway, that's gone. That's out the window. Let's see what else I got. I think that's it. We do have a call from our old pal Ian in Scotland. So let's get to that right now.
Hey Jeff, it's Ian in Scotland here. Christmas is nearly upon us. It's approaching now here at high speed, like the tinsel-covered juggernaut that it becomes at this time of year. If, like me, you're unprepared. Which is my normal state of being. I like the nerves, the high anxiety, the high pressure of Christmas. That's what I enjoy. Masochistic Christmas anxiety. It's great. I love it. But it's been getting earlier and earlier here. It's like they had it in pre-Halloween, I think. Christmas decorations going up here. I reckon give it 10 years and they'll be putting the tree up right after Easter. Just cut to the chase in April, get the tree up. And also I've noticed a decided lack of Christmas carols, proper Christmas carols. Church kind, Hark Ye Herald Angels Sing, my favourite. It's just been those generic Christmas songs since October. Just endless, just horrible Christmas songs. Not even the good ones, like Wordy Rapping Hood and other favourites. Just the crap in the shops. So, yeah. And but then after Christmas, I've got to get my skates on because I'm coming across to Florida on the 29th. I'm going to have New Year's in Florida, which is going to be great. It'll be like my summer across there. It'll be like 22 degrees. Oh, just warm. So that's going to be wonderful. Also, coming across later in the year for a small sporting event. I don't know if you've heard about this. The World Cup is coming to North America, and my prayers came true, and I was on my knees with clasped hands praying for Scotland to get into the East Coast, and we did it. So we're in Boston for 2 matches, and then we've got Brazil in Miami, which is amazing. So yeah, I've not got tickets for the matches because they're like, I don't know, $5,000 each. But yeah, definitely going up to Boston and just taking in the atmosphere. The Tartan Army will be across. I don't know how many thousands, tens of thousands of kilted Scots people are coming across to the United States. So it's going to be great. Check out, if you can, Scotland's highlights of Scotland's game against Denmark. You got a 2-minute clip on YouTube. But we played astonishingly well in that match, and we qualified for the World Cup. First time in like 30 years. So it's going to be tremendous. It's going to be real good fun. Okay, mate. That's me. Keep up the work. Bye.
Christmas? No, I'm not prepared. In fact, I'm going to be in England. No, I'm sorry, Canada or Mexico. Where? I'm going to be in Canada up there right before Christmas, and it's going to be treacherous, Ian. I'm going to be riding on these Canadian roads, which are probably better than the American roads, but it'll be icy and cold, and there's moose. I don't want to be tangling with a moose. What the hell? So I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared at all. In fact, I cannot stand. I mean, I hate to be so negative. I do. I don't like people who are negative about everything. Just being shitty about everything. I try not to be that way. In fact, I used to be kind of like that, I think. I think I was more like that when I was younger. I don't know if I was or not. Probably not. But I feel like I'm more positive now, believe it or not. But I don't like Christmas. It's no fun, you know. My parents are in Florida. I don't see them at Christmas time, and it's just the 4 of us, and it's just there's all kinds of feelings of guilt. I'm convinced that I didn't do enough. I'm convinced everybody's disappointed. That kind of stuff. It sucks. It's no good. I don't like it. And every year I say I just can't wait to get this thing in the rear view, and this year's no exception. And there's a lot of money outlay. What am I, Ted Turner? I mean, I can't. What the? I don't know. I'm not a big fan. And yeah, Christmas, it just starts earlier and earlier. That's just a cash cow. And they want to crank it up as soon as they can. When you go to Target and they take down their as soon as the Halloween stuff goes, as soon as they move everything over in the corner and say 75% off everything, all this shit junk, this garbage, the Christmas stuff starts going up in October, probably early, September, October, November, I guess, or it's like even before. They start getting rid of the Halloween stuff like a week before Halloween. If you don't have it, tough shit, So anyway, it just keeps getting earlier and earlier, and the music, I don't. You know what I like? I listen to Little Steven's Underground Garage on Sirius XM, and they play some of that 60s stuff and 50s stuff. You know, those old Christmas songs. I mean, they're in the pop realm, but it's not like that garbage that you hear in grocery stores and stuff. I can't stand some of that stuff. You know what else I can't stand? And I'm a big Beatles fan. That stupid Paul McCartney song, simply having a wonderful Christmas time, or whatever the hell. That thing's terrible. Some of that. I love Paul. Don't get me wrong, but some of that stuff's irritating. But anyway, I'm with you on that. I like that. I like some of that 60s stuff. I was listening to it today. I was listening to Little Steven's Underground Garage, and they mix in some of that like Motown stuff, like Christmas songs by some of those artists and stuff. That stuff's great. I love that. That makes me happy, you know, because you don't hear it all the time. It's not overplayed, and it has like an old 60s vibe to it. That's the stuff. That's the sweet spot right there. I don't like any of the stuff they play at the grocery stores. Stuff like that bugs me, bothers me. See, you're going to be back in the U.S. You're coming over here. Oh, you have a girlfriend in Florida. That's right. So you're going to be over here like 3 times. We need to try to one of these times. It's not easy to do. We should have a beer, meet up somewhere, have a beer or something. You know, some beer and haggis or whatever. I'm kidding, but you know, I know it's difficult because you got shit to do over here, and we're not exactly. Even if you're in Virginia, it's still many hours away from me. You know, that kind of stuff. But that'd be cool someday if we could work it out. I'm gonna be in Florida New Year's. That'd be fun. Come by, go by and see my parents. They're down there. They'd love to see you. Later in the year, also World Cup. There you go. Yeah, some of my coworkers are fired up about that. They're excited about that World Cup in North America, North and Central America. I guess some of them are in Mexico, right? That'll be cool. That'll be fun. It'll be fun. I don't know anything about it, but it'll be a spectacle. It'll be enjoyable, and I'm glad that some of that stuff's going to be in the U.S. Boston. You said you're going to go to a bar or something. That'll be fun, man. That'll be a great time for you. I know. I'd be like going to a World Series game, just going to a bar where a bunch of Reds fans are. Hell yeah, that'd be a blast. I know exactly how you feel. So congratulations on that, and then you'll be over here for a sporting event. You said a sporting event. That is the same. That's the World Cup. Cool, excellent. I'm with you on all that stuff, Ian. And someday maybe we can work it out so we can get together and hoist one or two together. It'll be fun. But anyway, thanks for calling. I do appreciate it. And good luck with everything. Hope your Christmas comes together for you. It's not coming together for me. I have to go to the great the great north. What is it? What is that phrase? Well, anyway, I'm going to Canada in the middle of December. Did I mention that? Anyway. Thanks for calling, Ian. I appreciate it. And you guys call me up like Ian did. And if you have anything to say or you have anything to add, any questions, any of that stuff. And don't forget our 500th episode's coming up. Give us your best wishes. 570-290-8151. That's the number. And if you want 2 of these episodes a week instead of a measly one, well, I say a week, but every time I publish one to the main network, a few days later I do the bonus episodes for patrons. That's an extra episode. This double the number of episodes. And all you have to do to tap into that, the new episodes as they come out and the ones that's already been recorded, they're all sitting in there waiting for you to enjoy them. All you have to do is head on over to Patreon. That's Patreon, patreon.com/JeffK. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation, and you'll get instant access to all those bonus episodes. And there's a bunch of them, hundreds. So if you're interested in that, do it today. And also, surfreportpod.com is the web home of the podcast. I added a whole bunch of stuff. It takes a long time. It's something, I don't know. The way I have it set up, it's a time suck. But I'm working on it. All the new episodes, the newer episodes, have all kinds of support materials in there. So if you want to see pictures and links and what have you, check it out. It's pretty good. It's surfreportpod.com. And if you're a web designer and you want to talk to me about how I can make that thing look better, that website, I'm all ears. It looks pretty plain right now. It's functional, and it works, and it's easy to navigate. But I don't think it looks very good. I think it looks pretty plain. But if you have know-how in that realm, the second time I've used realm, let me know if you want to give me some tips. So anyway, we're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for everything. Thanks for listening. And until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side, hope you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see you. Bye. If it sounds like I'm sitting on if I'm in the bathroom sitting atop the poop,